context setting will be done by Shri Pankaj Mahendru, Chairman, India Cellular and Electronics Association.
There is a presentation which, Rajesh, can we put that up, please? Yes. Sorry. So I'll skip all the pleasantries. I'll just, the Honorable Minister, greet him and all the dignitaries here. See, the mobile phone and electronic industry is very widely spread in the nation now. Almost 90 crore people own mobile phones now. So consumer interest is absolutely paramount in mobile phones and electronics. But the legal metrology is, an organic kind of act, which was based on weight, length, etc. The organic part of this. In electronics, especially in mobile phones and other electronics, we are becoming smaller. So, and there is a premium for more power and smallishness. So it's, it's turned the entire logic on its head. And I'm very impressed with what our senior director presented. It's, she's acted like the opening batsman, Sehwag. So I have very little to add after that, except some very specific things. The complete thinking of this sector, my request is that it should be very different. Maybe it should be a different chapter altogether, which governs it. Some of the challenges which we are having, let me give you a little download on the industry first, how it has been behaving in the last few years, including the state of Uttar Pradesh. Mobile phone manufacturing, which I specifically want to mention, has grown about 1,500% in the last 5-6 years. And a large part of it is in the state of Uttar Pradesh. 150,000 crores is our manufacturing which we are doing in the state of Uttar Pradesh. Our other states which we are very active are Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. These are the places where our manufacturing is resting. I had a discussion with the secretary recently and the additional secretary and the joint secretary that, please challenge us. If you see the cases which go to consumer court and you see the size of our industry, you will find that it's a very minuscule dissatisfaction index in our industry. And this is an industry which invites regulation. It's a very unique industry which invites regulation. If you all remember 10-15 years back, there was a very intense grey market in the country. Almost 30 to 40% of the products were, cheap Chinese products which were, low quality, etc. And that time we recommended the compulsory registration, which is a regulation of MITI and BIS put together, which has served us very well. You will find that the entire sector has got cleaned up and you find mostly good products. I mean, it's not that this is, the exercise is completed. There is still a lot more to be done, but there is a very large improvement which is self-initiated by our industry. So the industry is very happy and very proud of that in partnership with BIS and MITI, we have established a regime which is working very well for us. I'll just skip this. I think most of you have seen this. Now, decriminalization of provisions, what is the effect of this? Any possible criminal action, and that also which is on a product, I'm not going into other categories, everybody has given logic for that and so on. But the electronic and digital industry is the largest industry in the world, which is, nearly $4.5 trillion. And this is the industry which has its uniqueness, as I said, in the technology, etc. So this requires a different regulation. And most of these companies are very large companies, The largest companies in the world are from this sector, like Apple, Samsung, etc. These are companies which go into trillions of dollars. सो वो पंजाबी में कहावत है ना जी, जिन्हां दे कर दाने उन्हां दे कमले भी सियाने, बट दीज आर वेरी वाइज कंपनीज एंड India should not have a question mark in the mind of any such company that this is a country which doesn't regulate rationally. So ये हमारी जो sovereign की साख की बात है कि we should be considered as a absolute first class and top class regulation country. So we have given the specific reasons why these act as a chill factor. And we've had very silly examples of regulation. For example, when the R came, the Rupaiya, some of the companies, I don't want to name the company, they didn't put that. And the legal metrology person from Delhi threatened that, I was there, unfortunately for him, when this was happening. He didn't know because I was wearing a t-shirt and jeans. It was Saturday. So he said, मैं तो आपके ग्लोबल चेयरमैन को भी जेल में डाल दूंगा और मेरे तो पावर है ये सारी चीज़ें, right? And unfortunately, the person who was the policy guy, he reported all this to headquarters also, that this is what is being threatened by this guy. So it took almost 5-6 hours for us to explain to them what R is about, Rupaiya, and of course it was not followed in letter because it had to be there, but this can be the consequence of any such thing, and it does us no credit to the nation that such field forces. This is what the minister said, that law should be interpreted in the spirit also. So we cannot risk this. I think he was so explicit in how he hinted at rent seeking, etc. Our industry doesn't suffer that so much, but the risk of it is too much. We also have a new idea which will run very well with, especially with good global companies, that we could have like a advance approval authority, where if you send your packaging and once it is approved, then it is within the law, then nobody can question it. I think the senior director also mentioned about graded penalty structure. We agree with that, and we request that there should be a separate dispensation for mobile and electronic products, keeping the reality of this industry in mind. And these specific suggestions, what we are saying, we have proposed a very high level of penalty, which is 2 lakh rupees, because we believe that the companies in this sector can afford to pay it even for an act of omission, which is a genuine mistake. And we request that this first exemption and change should be made. And the second is that the directors of the company should not be held responsible. There should be a responsible officer in probably each jurisdiction who can be called and who can be asked to join the investigation, etc. But this loose cannon approach of, I'll reach your chairman and I'll reach who is not involved in the operations is not doing us any good. The last point is that we want to thank the Department of Consumer Affairs. We are having a challenge of the size of the packaging because the products are getting smaller and the requirement of what are the fields required on the packaging has been going up, and we have requested that needs a urgent change, because packaging in our sector, as the mighty representative was also saying, is actually for the brand, right? And different regulations have been put there which probably had a logic at one point of time, but the informed consumer, I mean, I would ask you, have you ever seen the packaging of a television when you go, or a mobile phone? What is the buying pattern? What is the buying behavior? So that behavioral aspect should be incorporated in the Act also. So which clearly suggests that we need a different dispensation for these. Thank you very much.